Welcome to Le Grand Voyage with Chateau Melodique La Gravière. Which glasses do you use for your wine? Well, don't worry, because today I'm going to take you through the different styles and different options that you've got. To be honest, the standard one is something a little bit like this. This isn't a huge glass, but this actually is fairly multi-purpose, and it will go for certainly a white Bordeaux and actually many red Bordeaux, so don't worry, you don't need to be too fancy. The basic idea is it should look a little bit like a tulip. More really like a tulip than like a rose, but we'll come on to that a little bit later on. The idea is that it has plenty of room for the aromas to rise up in the glass, and the lip here sends it nicely over your tongue when you go and take it in. Now, you might feel that you want something that's a little bit bigger or taller or more elegant. It doesn't really matter. These actually have a very similar bowl size. They've just got a taller stem. That just looks rather more fancy on your table. What you might do, particularly as you get bigger and grander wines or even slightly older wines, is you might want a bigger glass. So this is very much the same sort of shape, but a bigger bowl. And that gives more area, more surface area for the wines to evolve and to give you all those interesting nuances, the complexity of the wine. I save this for when I'm having something really, really super. They won't always be the same sort of shape. This is one of my favourite glasses. This is rather a fancy pants one. A lot of people swear by these, and this is a rather more modern style, and it is an absolutely fantastic wine glass, and especially made for drinking red Bordeaux. Now, what you might find sometimes in your cupboard is that you have something like this. You can, if you want, go and drink your wine from a glass like this, but this is really made for Burgundy, and that shallower bowl and the sort of rounded feel there is for more plush, soft, less tannic styles of wine. It also directs the wine to a slightly different place on your tongue, which some people say makes a significant difference. One fascinating thing to do is to go and get a bit of a selection of glasses like this and go and have a bit of a try, drink lots of different ones. Some of you may notice that actually when it comes to drinking wines, mostly during these films, I've got the same glass. This is a glass that's been designed by Jancis Robinson, and the idea is that you only need the one glass for all the different styles of wine that you have. But I must say it is a particularly good wine for red and white Bordeaux, so I tend to use it for all of them. And it's directing the wine nicely into the sort of mid-back part of my tongue there, and it's absolutely delicious. The main thing is you can actually go and use whatever glass you have to hand, and some years ago I was running the Marathon du Médoc, bonkers race where you run a full marathon around the various vineyards, particularly of the Médoc part of Bordeaux. We arrived at one of the greatest chateaux. It was Chateau Lafite Rothschild, and as we arrived I noticed it was being served in those little Duralex water cups, and one woman looked at it and rather imagined that this wasn't a particularly smart chateau because the cups it was being served in looked a little bit, well, it didn't look the right sort of thing. So I had to go and explain to her that this was probably the one chance she would have, maybe even in her lifetime, to try one of the greatest wines in the world. She quickly elbowed her way to the front of the crowd and came up with a fairly chunky glass full. The main thing is that you enjoy your Bordeaux, and the other main thing is that you come back again tomorrow, where we'll have even more interesting tips and little bits of stories from the greatest wine region in the world that is Bordeaux. Look forward to seeing you then.